Welcome, everybody, to Tolkien Collector's Guide YouTube channel. It's good to see you. We are very happy to be here. I'm lagging behind the other two. Both Trotter and Mr. Underhill have their copies already. So
mine's still in the box.
Yours is still
so is mine.
Yeah,
that's mine.
I know. Well, let's get
That's
right
the whole point
into
of an unboxing.
I know. So, Trotter, you have your box and you are ready to open it. Do you want me to bring your other camera up as well?
Yeah, let's have a look at the other camera.
What's inside.
A very brown view here.
Well,
we have of...
I hope it's a box of a Hobbit in it.
If
it's not, it's a very short unboxing.
We don't know for a fact it's in there until we see it, so hopefully it's in there.
Very short unboxing if it's not there.
Exactly.
And that's it. That's it, folks. We'll be contacting customer service. No. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
It is in there. Okay.
it was a brick. It wasn't.
There's a book in there somewhere.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Oh, there is a book in here actually, and it does look like it's the Hobbit. I have to say the packaging for this is very good.
Some nice butcher paper they got wrapped in there.
Yeah, they're very good at packing. I think
they are very good at packing.
Society.
Slipcase looks good, at least from what I'm seeing. No bumped corners or anything.
Well, no. Let's have a look. Looks.
Yeah, looks pretty good. How's the stamping on there? Stamping looks good.
I think it looks good so far. Yeah, spine that's fine.
Awesome.
It's got a lot of room in there.
Allegedly, the leather's a bit different to the Lord of the Rings one, but we'll look at the Lord of the Rings as well in a minute.
I saw somebody posted an image comparing the leather to from the Lord of the Rings to the Hobbit, and it was definitely it was a different grain, definitely.
So there is something inside the box, but I don't know if you can see that. Okay. There's a painting inside the box.
Is that Mirkwood?
I was going to guess Mirkwood.
Yeah, I think it is Mirkwood actually. It looks like it's Mirkwood. So
very little,
which is what they did with the Lord of the Rings as well. So that one had.
I don't remember offhand.
Exciting bits of paper.
I don't remember offhand what the image in Lord of the Rings box is. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember.
This is nice. The map.
Yes,
I like these.
Nice. Just like with the Lord of the Rings, you get the big fold-out maps.
It's on the leather booklet. Yep.
Yeah, are those?
And it's
black, white,
and you don't lose them either with this. I think it's quite a nice way to do it. And they are stuck. They're stuck down, so you're not going to lose the maps. But they're very nice. Brought up on a map of Wilderland.
Are y'all, Andrew? Are you going to keep the tissue paper with the?
Oh, absolutely. That's the best bit. Is a tissue paper. That's what. That's what all the money's for. Really, it's for the tissue paper.
That's what you spent the big dollars on.
And then you get this as well, which is an art print of Rivendell. That's quite nice, actually.
It is quite nice.
Is that a paper wrapper with the ring emblem on it that it came in?
Yes. So that's so you get this as well, which I think goes inside.
That's the same emblem as the one you got with Lord of the Rings.
I think it is actually. I think that was identical. But this is a very nice piece of artwork. I don't know if that's new. I know there's some new bits of artwork in here, and
that's a good question.
Alan's redrawn some. He's redrawn some of the pictures as well because he wasn't happy with the originals. So they're actually slightly different in this version. Some of the paintings. And then, of course, you get this bit as well. But this is the bit you don't really want. It's all these other bits of the important parts. But you did, but for some reason they put this in as well. I don't really know why. But anyway, there. So there's a great picture on the front of Gandalf. That must be that's the bit where Bilbo has escaped from the Misty Mountains. I think it's that scene.
Yeah, people are curious what number you got.
That's nice as well.
He's going to keep them waiting.
Keep them waiting. Here we go. Oh, got to look at the
nearly there.
There it is. Freeze frame. All right.
Here we go. There's the number.
There's the number.
Yep. 541.
541.
541.
We were speculating before we started that they just randomly grab books off the pallet when they're shipping out. I don't know if they actually ship in order that people ordered them from.
Because mine's a lower number than that, and I'm pretty sure Trotter put his order in slightly before me. So
Oh, I don't know if I did.
Yeah, who knows?
And obviously, so the pictures are tipped in like they were, like they are in the Lord of the Rings.
That's a nice touch.
And again, so they're printed on different paper, but there's very nice.
For those that don't know, tipping in is where you print the artwork on a different, higher quality paper, and then it's glued along usually the top edge to.
It's adhered to the.
To a blank page that's left inside the book itself, and that allows the publisher and the printer to pick the exact page they want the artwork to be on. They don't have to insert the other paper into the gatherings, the folds. When Tolkien's art was first put in, they had to decide where to put the art based on where the gatherings were separated, so they could stick the pages in.
There's only certain places you could put them.
Exactly.
So there's quite a lot of illustrations, and I think as I was saying, some of these have been redone for this edition.
I think Alan did he redid a good bit of them. I don't remember how many, but I think it's not a small number that he redid.
No, I think there's quite a few, and also he's obviously done illustrations. That one's nice. I like that.
That's one of my favorites.
But he's also done these as well. Now, again, the chapter headings, they could be in some of the other books as well, but I think some of them are new. I don't know if they were all there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to go through and compare all. And one thing I wanted to mention when you had the list of illustrations up, you don't have to go back, but it reminded me in talking with Alan Lee, he never names his paintings. It's always the publisher who just comes up with a descriptive title for it.
That's right. I forgot about that. That's a good point, Jeremy.
And so I've actually asked Alan, like, so when you did such and such a painting, what were you working on? And he's like, I don't know what that one is. Like, I didn't name it that.
Which painting are you referring to?
Can you describe it to me?
So who's coming up with the names? Is it HarperCollins that's coming up with the names?
I don't know who in HarperCollins, but
somebody's coming up with the names. Yeah,
it's someone in HarperCollins who does it.
And it has a ribbon marker in it as well.
And so the ribbon marker is maroon.
It's maroon, yeah.
Okay.
And
for those who are interested, nice. I saw that the title page, the H and the O were capitalized, as well as the two B's and the IT.
Yeah,
little inside joke there.
We're going to come to that momentarily.
We're going to come on to
that. What is it? Two color text printed inside the book? One color.
No, it looks like it's a single color.
Yep.
No, there's no red or blue.
Black.
No,
looks like it's all
just
black.
That's been something I've noticed that HarperCollins has been doing. They've been doing like red and blue accents. Yeah.
I like that. I really like that.
It's nice actually doing that. Right, so that is the book, and what I'm going to do next is to put it next to the Lord of the Rings so that you can see.
Let's take a look at the spines, Andrew.
So put them all together.
Yeah.
Very gently handling it.
This one you have to very gently. It's so heavy.
How's the slipcase on? Is the slipcase for the Hobbit as flimsy as the slipcase for the Lord of the Rings?
It looks like the same material.
Yeah, it looks like
it's the same.
Which is nice for the Hobbit. It's a good size for the Hobbit. Yeah. It's a little bit weak for the Lord of the Rings. You got to shift them sideways or down a little bit so we can see everything.
So you can see the different sizes. So turn around this way.
These books are so big, folks, that even Trotter's screen can't contain the sheer magnitude of these books.
Well, they are enormous, aren't they? Really, compared with
they're proper coffee table books. Yeah,
they are coffee table books, definitely.
And the leather looks pretty similar. The symbols are a bit different. There's been some debate, of course, about the fonts that's used, as to whether they're the right ones, whether they're uppercase and lowercase.
Yeah,
And
yes.
they do look like the Hobbit, the O in the Hobbit, which is this one. Let's see the O. Where is it?
You have to
Shift
move it.
it up
There you go.
for-
Yeah, there you go.
There we are. So that one, that's actually a 0. It's not an O because the O's actually have a little minus on them. So you can see that one there.
Mm-hmm.
And this one doesn't have it, so that's actually an O, a 0. So it's actually so it's a modern, isn't it? It's a modern youth speak version of.
I've seen some
Hobbit with an O in it, a 0.
The H is interesting. I've seen some chatter online too that's a lowercase H, and then I've seen some that's actually a capital H. Like,
Well, it's the same. Yeah, they're both the same. So that H is a lowercase one, and that one is also a lowercase.
I've
You
been
can't
writing
see. You got to shift it up a bit.
Oh,
Try
okay.
I've been writing H a long time, and that's a lowercase H.
That H is lowercase, and so is that one. So
Yeah.
that should be an uppercase.
That one,
H.
if you look really carefully at the bottom leg on the right, it's pointed in Hobbit, and it's got a foot in the word.
Oh,
the.
it is a bit different, isn't it?
That's
It's
true. I
slightly
didn't
Actually,
I
a different letter. So I think it was.
They could be right on those.
I think it was Stu who was pointing out that is a capital H on the Hobbit, but it's a slightly different font family than the word the. It's a different letter. It's very subtly different.
Yeah. I'm interested. I would be interested to ask somebody.
But if you look at this, so if you look at the two towers, you see the T's are not exactly the same. They should all be capital T's.
Uh-huh.
So they weren't the same then either.
Those
were
are
they?
small caps on the two towers and a tall cap on the.
But they should be the same technically. So I suppose it's just how they've done it.
Yeah, and look at the T in Fellowship of the Ring. The T is different, and Return of the King. The T is curved.
Yes, it's a different T.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm perfectly happy with with that.
These are they're sending us a secret message with font.
I know less than when we started.
Well, and even in the Hobbit, it isn't consistent. If you leave just the Hobbit spine up and then put actually show us like the title page momentarily.
Oh, the Hobbit. Okay.
On the Hobbit, yeah.
Yeah. Trotter has a bit of a cold, everybody.
Can't see it there.
Mm-hmm.
It's upside down.
It is upside
down. It's upside down. Go ahead and flip it. But if you look at the H in Hobbit, it's clearly
it's a capital, isn't it?
A normal capital H, and the O has the little hat on it, like you were mentioning before.
Yeah, and the T is different as well. They're all different. All of that is completely different.
That's a completely different.
And then the H on the slipcase is different as well, is it not?
Yep. And then the slipcase has a third H.
Yes, it does.
I wonder
a different T.
Does Folio have several different design people that are just not speaking to each other? Are they not on speaking terms? they're each submitting their different.
I think they want to have lots of people writing to complain about it. That's why.
I would not put it past them to have little Easter eggs just to get people chatting about this book in hyper attentive detail. I would not be surprised at all.
Mm-hmm.
While you're working on, go ahead.
I have to say that I think this is a great book. Certainly, if you manage to get one, I think people are going to be happy with it.
In the 15 minutes that they were available for order.
Yeah, we were talking before we started. We are speculating that might be a record for a print run of this size, 1,000 books, for it to sell out in 15 minutes. I mean, I personally have never heard of that. And so we were speculating that maybe Folio has had some smaller print runs that may have sold out faster, but I don't know how much faster a book could sell out in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it caught a lot of collectors.
I don't even think the Folio Society expects it to sell out in 15 minutes.
I will give them some credit. Their website did hold up. I mean,
it didn't crash this time,
did it? It didn't crash this time.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings, the website had trouble with the traffic, and it still took almost 2 days to sell out completely.
Well, it didn't work to begin with. There was a problem. There was a fault with the website as well. So no one could order anything when it first started. I think it does bring out a few things. If it, one thing that I saw from some people was that they were waiting for the email to come from the Folio Society to tell you it had started.
I did
Don't
see that.
ever do that. We've already told you, and we'll always have it available normally on our website. Set a timer on your set a calendar timer or something so you don't forget about it.
This is where
and have it already before you, ready to go straight in.
Create your Folio Society account before.
No, just do guest. Guest checkout works as well. I didn't do a Folio Society.
This is where we wag our finger at you and tell you to check our calendar, because our calendar's had it in it for months.
Was on there.
Yeah.
But certainly don't wait for them to send you an email. That's not a good thing to do.
It's easy to wag fingers after the fact, but we were all caught by surprise at how quickly this went off. I know I was logging in a few minutes before on the website. We just had Dingbat's comment there of the 5 minutes before I was chatting with Trotter and Mr. Underhill on our Discord channel, and Trotter, you were like, "Oh, I just ordered mine." I'm like, "Oh, I better get in there." Like if it's up,
I know. Trotter scared me. I got in. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna." I think I ordered mine right at the opening, because
we ordered it before mine, because I think you got that's why you got a low number. Well, again, I don't know about that.
We were watching the number of available copies left count go down, and it was around 150 or so remaining copies when I got the email that said, "Hey, it's now available for ordering." That was about 8 minutes past the hour when that email came through.
Yeah, I don't think, and I think Folio Society is going to have to take a look at how they notify people in the future. If they're there's not really, if you have an item that's going to sell out in 15 minutes, there's not really a point to sending an email. There's not really. No. That's not really helpful to do that. If it's
not when they've nearly all gone by the time you sent the email, and then it just panics everyone, really.
Lesson is, if you're after a limited edition Folio Society book, set your own calendar reminder for a few minutes before, and already be logged in or have your guest account
and have the website up on your computer.
Have your payment method ready to go. All of that stuff figured out, because I don't know if the next one will go for 15 minutes, but
no, it could be only 5 for the next one.
We were talking, and I think this is a good next topic to go on to. Actually, let's deal with Jane's question here first, which is, does anybody know if there are any differences between the English or British and the US editions of this for The Hobbit? I'm guessing that HarperCollins provided the digital files to Folio Society, so there should be no difference between the Folio
actually says
and British.
In here what it's based on, so I'll just read out.
Doesn't it say that doesn't say that on the copyright page?
Yeah, it says the text.
It will. Yep.
Somebody asked, there was a question we missed earlier, Jeremy, about.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to it.
Okay.
So the Texas edition is from the 2020 illustrated hardback edition, published by HarperCollins.
Yep.
Which
and
is
then,
the Alan Lee.
That's the box set. That's the one that came with the box set.
Yep. And the U.S. publisher is actually HarperCollins as well. I know they publish under the imprints of Mariner and William Morrow and a few Clarion. But those are just brands or imprints under HarperCollins. The actual text files for the hardcovers come straight from HarperCollins. It's the same exact text. They just changed the copyright page for the U.S. markets with the ISBN number and
a lot of times it's printed in the same location. Not all the time, but a lot of times they're printed together or side. Sometimes they're printed at the same time and they're just distributed.
Yep. So let's go back to the other question. I'll bring it back up again here briefly. This was something we wanted to talk about was, is HarperCollins going to bring out a trade version of this with the
Oh,
well, no,
Alan
be a
Lee.
deluxe version, not a
like
trade
what they
version.
did, like what they did with Lord of the Rings last month.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's a
I
good,
mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That would not surprise me at all. It probably will look something like what Trotter.
So I think there's going to be one of these,
Right
but
now.
it will be the Hobbit.
yeah.
Yeah, it
exactly.
probably will be something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will probably be green.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
a
it'd be
nice
nice
dark
if it was
forest
green.
green.
Yeah, I mean that's probably. I mean, I obviously don't know that, but I'm just speculating. But because the Hobbit tends to be green.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings is normally red though, and that one's blue, so they might change. I think they might be being a bit adventurous with their colours at long last.
Doesn't it seem? It just seems like it would be green. I don't know.
It should be green.
But of course, HarperCollins surprised. Remember a couple of years ago they gave us that bright orange Silmarillion, the one.
Yep.
With
the day glow one. That was lovely.
Yeah. So they
that
could
was
surprise
really
us.
nice.
Yeah, they could surprise us.
So, so speaking of Silmarillion, do we think that Folio Society has done the Silmarillion before? Are they going to follow along at some point in the future?
The only book they haven't done,
I think they're on the phone,
which they've done before,
right
is the Silmarillion. So the Silmarillion's been published twice before.
I think Folio Society's on the phone with Ted Naismith right now. Like they're talking to us right now.
They are, yeah.
They better be.
And why not? I think it'd be great.
Somebody asked Alan Lee. Somebody asked Alan Lee if he would do if Folio was going to do something with him for the Silmarillion, and didn't he say that Ted Naismith?
It's Ted Naismith's
book. Yeah.
Yeah. So if anything,
Alan Lee is not going to do another 100 paintings when Ted Naismith's done some really excellent ones for the Silmarillion.
Ted Naismith has been producing some absolute beauties the last few months.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Follow him on social media. Check out Ted's paintings. He's been doing a lot of early first age stuff.
Some Book of Lost Tales stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You should check those out. But
we would not be surprised. I think we're all in agreement that we could definitely see Folio producing something like this, but for the Silmarillion. Now, when that's going to be, I mean, could be a year, could be 2 years. It's really hard to tell. Because when did Lord of the Rings? When did
2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago. So
yes, that's 2 years. So I'd imagine it would be 2 years' time if they do a Silmarillion. Well, obviously they've got to agree it all first of all. So there's a big process on that one.
And how does the licensing agreement work with Folio and with the estate? They license.
Well, they've done the Silmarillion before. That's why I think they could do that one. The Silmarillion's they've done 2 printings of it already. So I don't see why they can't do another one. So
and they have. I mean, and the Folio has a Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, and a Silmarillion trade that are just continually in print. So
those are still available.
And they've done a deluxe Silmarillion as well before. So they've done that.
I'm just speculating, but given how successful the Folio Society has been now, and with reselling some of the previous HarperCollins Super Deluxes, I'm guessing that HarperCollins is giving the Super Deluxe market to Folio, like that they have a license, and anything Super Deluxe is going to come from the Folio for the foreseeable future.
HarperCollins is getting a cut of the sale.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. And the HarperCollins will continue to do the trade deluxes, the slipcase boxes that we know and enjoy, but they aren't the full, like the Children of Húrin and Sigurd and Gudrun. That type of super deluxe, I don't think we'll see from HarperCollins again. I think
that's a thing of the past.
That's a guess, but that's what I think is going to happen, and it'll be interesting to see in the U.S. market the leather bound licenses with Easton Press. So they're not doing the same as the Folio Society with
Easton Press just on a side note, they just brought back Fall of Numenor was out of print, and they just brought it back. And then I noticed that they just brought back the Art of the Hobbit into their store. So they're doing a lot. They've got doing a lot, 40 or 50 titles that they have the rights for that they print. So I think that we definitely could see I think a Silmarillion is definitely realistic.
Hmm.
I think it was James Tauber that pointed out that the Folio, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy, but the Folio Silmarillion is the only text that's somewhere with no errors.
That's the best text.
It's
he
the best.
said.
I don't know if it's got
It's the
no
best one.
errors, but
Yeah,
it
I was
is
like-
the best typesetting because they did
Best
retypeset
typesetting.
it themselves.
Mhm.
And so that's a good one to look for if you're looking for Silmarillion textual accuracy.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. Now, what I don't know if I'd be interested in is if the Folio tried to do something beyond the Silmarillion, if they tried a history of Middle Earth, or if they tried like an Unfinished Tales. I don't know if I'd be interested in that. I don't know if I'd have the same motivation to spend that kind of money on something like that.
Oh, this money is so painful. The prices that they're charging, obviously, the market's there for it.
Their
You know, they
market's
charge
there.
£600 was it for this Hobbit?
Yeah.
I had to go cool my credit card down after I made that transaction, but I just don't know if I could justify doing this for something beyond, you know, the major three, as it were, you know.
Yep.
The Unfinished Tales, Children of Hurin. You pick the other titles you want, but
they wouldn't sell out in 15 minutes either. I'm sorry. They
don't
could be
think so.
very long sales to sell
Yeah.
out.
I wonder how
very
much
long.
of this. I wonder how much of the sales were Tolkien enthusiasts. Also, you know, there are people that just collect Folio Society
Mhm.
books. There are specific Folio collectors, and then of course, The Hobbit is obviously a very meaningful book for a lot of people. So,
Mhm.
I know that it's
I think-
my favorite and it's Andrew's favorite. I know Jeremy's is
It
The
is,
Lord of the
yeah.
Rings, but
Yeah. But yeah, I think The Hobbit was an outlier. I think even the Lord of the Rings, if they had done it this year rather than 2 years ago, I don't think it would have sold out in 15 minutes. I think it would have taken, you know, hours or a day or two still. Again, not a repeat release I'm talking about. I'm just saying if they had waited and released it now, I think The Hobbit sold out fast because there's a lot more demand for The Hobbit.
Now one of the things that I didn't want to mention is just to be careful out if you missed out. There's a lot of people trying to flip these relatively quickly. If you missed out on the 15-minute window and you really want a copy, fear not, you can get one. You're going to have to pay a little bit more. That's just the way the market works. But if you are patient, I think you'll still be able to find a deal. I don't know what y'all think, but I think if you're patient and you want one, you'll still be able to find a deal, I think.
I would wait as well if I was going to get one to actually see pictures of the book that you're getting and the limitation number and things like that. Just because you just don't want them to get into some argument over them sending the wrong thing and saying, it's just not worth it. So I would insist on some pictures of the real book.
Yep. And if you buy a resale copy, if you buy it secondhand, you're not going to be able to return it to the Folio Society if when you open the shrink wrap or the butcher paper, you see that there's a scratch or big fingerprint or, you know, some other strange quality issue that makes it through the process. You know, it's we saw this with the Lord of the Rings. We're already seeing it with a handful of copies on the Hobbit.
We saw somebody got a damaged slipcase. I saw that this morning.
There's no such thing as 100%. You know, the Folio Society aims for quality. They do a really good job. They will, if you get a damaged copy, contact them and ask for a replacement or refurbishment or just a return, get your money back. They have great customer service. But if you buy secondhand of an unseen copy on eBay, for example, and when it shows up, there's issues, you're kind of out of luck unless you try and get the person on eBay to take it back for you. So,
and that's, I just wanted to make sure that we got that out there because I did notice I was pretty diligent about posting eBay listings to our website as they were coming in, and I noticed that some of those sold pretty quickly. Some people had bought secondhand pretty quickly. So
Yep.
When it comes to, just a reminder to everybody, when it comes to book collecting or just collecting anything, patience is always your friend. You will find what you're looking for if you just have patience.
Patience and pictures, like you
Yes,
said
patience
before.
and pictures.
Look at those pictures, ask to see it. A bunch of those listings were up on eBay even before Folio was shipping, and they just had the marketing
stock
image,
photos.
which is on our background right now in this live stream. So I would wait, see actual pictures of the item, make sure it's been opened and verified to be free of defects, and look for a good deal. I don't think you're going to get less than retail. Everybody's looking to cover their costs, if nothing else. But
that's the way the market works.
It is sadly, but for those caught flat-footed and missing out on the initial sale, if you really want one, you're going to pay a little bit more now. But I don't think you need to be paying triple what the retail price was. I've seen some eBay listings that were pretty much triple asking price already. So that don't rush.
And even now with like Trotter said before, the Lord of the Rings folio came out a couple of years ago, and they still come up occasionally on the secondhand market. They are still going for more than the retail price from 2 years ago. But occasionally you will get one that somebody starts at, like a $1 or £1, and it's just an open auction. So those are always going to be better, I think. Those are always going to be more, lend themselves more.
Yeah. I will show the painting of Smog. I'll just find it and then we'll put it up. That's a new one, I think.
It's one of the new ones. Yep. So I don't remember the page reference you showed earlier for that one, but
oh yeah. That was one of the new ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it live right now. My copy is still in the UK, as far as I'm aware. I probably won't see it.
It's probably on a plane right now. Yeah.
I'm guessing it's overnighted plane right now. So, all right, let's turn your camera on. Hold on. There we go.
That's really nice picture.
I like it.
That is that's
him having a go at the mountain.
I was going to say, is that Smaug destroying the Lonely Mountain?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when they just got inside the tunnel and they just escaped.
He's a little bit put out.
He's a bit annoyed.
He's a bit miffed, yes, as to why he's getting visitors.
Yep.
Yeah, and stealing things as well. It's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Would y'all? So if Folio were going to do a Silmarillion, would you want it in this format, or would you want something different? I think I know Jeremy's answer.
I'll go first. No, I don't want it in this format. I'd love to see something else. But then again, it's nice when you look at folio sets that they're matching, right? When even the trade sets that they put out now, the color of the boards are different, but it's a matching set of 5 books that they're putting.
I think it would be the same. I think it would be the same as this.
I think you're right. I think it will be, but he asked if I wanted it to be.
Well.
That's not what he asked.
I know. Yeah, no, I think these are too large to comfortably read. But then again, I don't think people are spending £600 on a reading copy. I think it's enjoy the art, flip through it carefully when you kind of want to enjoy a high quality, the paper's nice, the font they picked is nice, the size is good to look at the art. Although then when you open it up, the arts are all inset. They're not full page illustrations. They're tipped in on the inside a little decorative frame. So, but the prints are good.
The price point, the price point of £600, I'm not sure. I just don't know. That doesn't really sit. I don't know if it sits well with me. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but seems a little high for what we got this time around. I don't know how y'all feel, but it seems a little.
I do. I think. I mean, they're in the business to make nice books and make money. I think I said this when the Lord of the Rings came out. I think I'll say it twice as loudly now. they're hunting for the price point that the market will bear, right?
Yes.
So they have no problem charging £600 for this. I think they're regretting not charging $750 or $800 because I think it would have sold out just as fast at maybe $750, maybe a little longer. If we got up to £1,000 for this, The Hobbit, I know they charged. Is that what they charged for the Lord of the Rings? It was £1,000.
The Lord of the Rings was
£1,000.
£1,000.
Yep.
The Hobbit is my favorite book, so I was prepared to go. I don't know what I was prepared to go to, but I think I didn't have to make that choice. But I don't know if I'd be prepared to go that high for the Silmarillion, because it's I don't love it as much as I love the Hobbit. So just speaking for myself personally, I don't know if I'd be willing to go set to a price point like that. I think I don't know. That would be something. That would be a personal choice we'd all have to make, I guess.
Yep.
Oh.
So yeah, this is a question from Dingbat Goldfarb again. Hi. If the Ludlow bookbinders, they currently sell rebound folio Lord of the Rings and the Hobbits. And you can send in your own, I guess, as well. I didn't know you could send in your own, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with, there's nothing illegal or anything with getting a copy of a book rebound, right? They're not reprinting the book. They're just taking the page block. And I haven't looked at those recently. I don't remember what they look like, but if it's to your taste, go for it. There's a lot of excellent rebindings out there that look tasteful and quality. The paper in a standard folio book is not going to be the same paper that they use for these limited edition signed.
Yeah, I was just about to point that out. That if you do get your books rebound, definitely you do want to think about the pages and the paper that you're starting with. You don't want to get the cheapest book possible and then spend your money on a nice rebind, because I just don't think you're going to end up liking the product that you end up with.
Yeah, but the folio trade editions are good quality. I mean, they're acid-free paper. They're very reasonably printed. So if you've seen one and you like the page block, you like the font, it looks good, then spending a couple £100, £600 on getting a custom rebind of that, if you like the way it looks on the shelf, more than spending £600 on this limited edition, there's nothing wrong with that. And the resale market,
and the beauty of
another thing you can do
make it to look how you want it to look. If you do,
if you have a local bookbinder, if you can find one, you can actually tell them exactly how you want to make it, which is quite nice.
Yep.
But it's not really going to add any value to the book. That's the problem. You're certainly not going to get back probably what you pay.
That's something you do have to keep in mind. If you do that, you're doing it just for you. Really, it doesn't really add a whole lot of value.
Yeah, in order to resell that, down the line or as an estate sale once you've passed or something, a custom rebind is only going to sell to someone else who has the same taste as you, right? If you can find someone who likes the rebind that you've done, they'll also be interested in, and they'll understand the quality and the work that goes into a custom rebind. So you'll get a reasonable offer for it. I don't think it's going to do the same market price movement that the limited edition folio is. In 5 years, the Hobbit that just came out that we're all looking at and talking about is going to be more than £600. It's going to be £1,000, £2,000. I don't know what people are going to be charged for. And that's assuming the market for Tolkien stays the way it is.
We're assuming it stays hot. The market.
Whatever this limited edition Hobbit does, your custom rebind is not going to appreciate the same amount. Let's just put it that way. I don't know what it's going to appreciate, but a custom rebind will not appreciate at the same rate that a limited edition that has a guaranteed market is going to appreciate.
And it may not even appreciate by the money that you spend on it. That's a problem.
I'll say this like the three of us, I know we pay close attention to the market, and a lot of the members on our website pay close attention to the market. And I think if you did a canvas of like how much rebind like that would go for, you'd get, you'd probably get 10 different answers as to how much it would go for.
Yep. All right. I think we've kind of covered this topic in excruciating detail, but I can't think of anything else I wanted to say. I'm really happy that you guys already have your copies. I'm excited to see one in person in the next day or two. Myself, I feel bad that it sold out so quickly. I was hoping anybody who wanted one would get one. I also feel bad that there were obviously a lot of scalpers, if you will, people who bought it and were reselling it at twice the price within minutes.
Yeah. I wonder if Folio is ever going to think about limiting the amount you can buy, because if Trotter, right, you could buy as many as you wanted, right? If you just went in and
yes, you could do them one at a time.
Yeah, as long as you did it, as long as you did one at a time. They had a limit on how many you could put in your cart. But once you checked out, you could go back and just put another one in your cart and check out again. And so
you could actually have lined up 3 tabs, say, and had them all ready to go, and then just done them one go. Yeah.
Why do y'all have any theories as to why Folio doesn't limit that? Do you think they're just aloof, or they just don't?
They told me they don't limit books. They don't really have limits on it, and it's just something they've never have done. They've never had limits. So
that sounds like
it would be a big change for them.
That sounds like a non-answer. They answer, well, we've just always done it that way. That's what they're saying.
From the outside, it's really good publicity for them to have an edition that sells out in 15 minutes, and they don't really mind if it's scalpers or collectors or Tolkien fans. It's a sold book is a sold book, right? Mm-hmm. That's what they're after at the end of all things. Here at the end of all things,
here at the end of
they want to sell books, and they're doing
here at the end of all sales.
they're doing a very good job of it in this regard. So
I don't know about y'all, but I noticed that as soon as I bought the limited edition Hobbit, I got flooded with Folio Society emails like, look, we also have this, and we also have this, and we have the Tolkien trade titles in stock too.
They know that you are a high budget book buyer at this point. Mm-hmm. Me too. I got the same email. So
you'll get a lot more of those as well, probably. Yes.
As long as they come before the books are sold out, I don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And for those of you joining us after this is recorded, glad you were able to watch. And obviously, come to TolkienGuide.com if you have questions. We always watch the comments on YouTube and Facebook, et cetera, as well. So we'll try and get back to you. But thanks all for coming. And hopefully, if you got one, you enjoy it. And if you didn't, we wish you the best of luck in your hunt.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks all.
Bye-bye.